that at some point in the early 21st century, all of mankind was united in celebration. We marveled at our own magnificence as we gave birth to
AI. I mean artificial intelligence.
a singular consciousness that spawned an entire race of machines. We don't know who struck first, us or them.
The year 1999. The movie Matrix predicted a lot of stuff. It predicted the arrival of AI in the 21st century. In the last few years, it is as if someone just threw this technology to us, to the public, and out of nowhere, in just 3 years, AI has developed abnormally. It is not just the movie Matrix that predicted the future, or rather the current events. Many movies from the 80s and 90s did that as well. As time goes by, those who have the patience to learn about how this world works will come to a conclusion that nothing in this world happens by accident, and everything that existed before our very eyes, someone had set up. I remember when they, a long time ago, bombarded us with stories about Bill Gates, Mark Zuckerberg, how they managed to get rich only through their hard work. And then, when you start to investigate and understand this world a little, you notice that they aren't here by accident, and it seems as if someone had put them to be there. A small example, Bill Gates' mother, an influential woman in the business circles of America, a good friend of the then director of the IT giant, named IBM. IBM needed an operating system. Then, out of nowhere, a small firm that goes by the name of Microsoft shows up, with Bill Gates as its co-founder, and the rest is history. It seems as if in the 80s and 90s, the foundation to creating the modern world was set, and then, in the early 2000s, the work began. In all of those works, one name is constantly mentioned. One billionaire who is not so famous to us, the public, yet who is so powerful that he can literally hear what you are whispering in your rooms. Wherever you turn, his name somehow pops up. And lately, he is mentioning the term Antichrist and artificial intelligence. Now, focus carefully. It seems as if someone is dictating when a certain technology will be released. Mark Zuckerberg shows up in the year 2004 with his Facebook, which changed the internet and our lives forever. The same year, DARPA officially shut down its LifeLog program. It is the predecessor of social media, literally, a Facebook before the Facebook. But, do you know why LifeLog was shut down? Well, because of the fear for the citizens' privacy, so LifeLog wasn't nearly as developed as today's social media, and they feared for the privacy, and we all accepted it just like that. Now, the most twisted of informations, DARPA shut LifeLog down on February the 4th, 2004. February the 4th, 2004, a Mark Zuckerberg appears out of nowhere and launches Facebook. The then LifeLog collected all of your contacts, photos, interests, location, daily habits, everything that Facebook and other social media are doing today. Only difference is, we do it voluntarily. Then, the man who helped Facebook reach what it is today, the billionaire who we are talking about today, invests $500,000 in this social network. In the meantime, he gets close to the US government as well. Wherever new technology is found, he is there. And his statements are quite a bit weird, sometimes even creepy. When the things you are about to hear are said by a person like him, you definitely start questioning some things. We are talking about the billionaire Peter Thiel. Now, you will see what he was up to in 2003 and 2004. In the year 2003, he founds the now controversial company, Palantir. This company's business is data collection. No matter if those were phone calls, security camera recordings, and so on. So, almost everything. Then, this company, out of all that collected data, creates forms and tries to predict, for example, someone's next move. He is connected to military intelligence. His technology is being used by the CIA, FBI, NSA, American military police. Look at this. An early investor in Palantir and Peter Thiel was Intel, an investment fund founded by the CIA, through which it invests in startups which could be of use to their intelligence agency. Palantir frequently hides who it is cooperating with, and for which purposes are its tools being used. It was used in army operations, Afghanistan, Iraq, for identifying targets, killings, and arrests. Public institutions of the USA became dependent on Palantir's software, which gives Palantir power in politics, only a year after Palantir was founded, and a year after the CIA invested in Peter Thiel and Palantir. Peter Thiel becomes the first investor of Facebook. Indirect connection, right? So Intel or CIA invests in Palantir or Peter Thiel, and then Peter Thiel invests in Facebook. And just a year before Peter Thiel founded Palantir, he was the co-founder of the famous PayPal. And do you know with who? Elon Musk. It is unbelievable. When you do your research, you will conclude that whatever we use today, the same people are behind all of it, and behind them, some weird financing is hiding. Before all, in almost everything we use today, one name usually pops up, and that is Peter Thiel.
We have the mechanisms that would make world government, a gigantic global surveillance state, is plausible.
That seems plausible too. And then I think, again, to come back to the Soloviev-Benson plot hole, on its own, they both seem not that desirable. Why would we have a crazy surveillance state? Why would we, why would we do this? But if you're scared enough of these things, that's the weapon. And this is sort of where my speculative thesis is that if the Antichrist were to come to power, it would be by talking about Armageddon all the time. And
Peter Thiel, the Antichrist would talk about Armageddon all the time. He'd scare people and then offer to save them.
Remember this last sentence and this interview carefully. Peter Thiel has been warning about Armageddons for years now and uses the term Antichrist frequently. He thinks that technology like AI could speed up his arrival. And that's not all. He thinks that the Antichrist would speed up his arrival and his rule by constantly talking about Armageddon, and then, that way, he would scare the people enough, and the Antichrist would then offer them a solution. Salvation. What is creepy? Few people have noticed that what Peter Thiel is warning about, he is doing it himself. How he described the arrival of the Antichrist, he described himself. What he says and what he does. Some people have started raising an eyebrow. According to his scenario of the Antichrist's arrival, he himself resembles that, or at least is speeding up the process of his rule. One host noticed this.
My very specific question for you, right, is that you're an investor in AI. You're deeply invested in Palantir, in military technology, in technologies of surveillance, in technologies of warfare, and so on, right? And it just seems to me that when you tell me a story about the Antichrist coming to power and using the fear of technological change to sort of impose order on the world, I feel like that Antichrist would maybe be using the tools that you were building, right? Like, wouldn't the Antichrist be like, great, we're not going to have any more technological progress, but I really like what Palantir has done so far, right?
Yeah,
isn't that a concern? Wouldn't that be the irony of history? Would be that the man publicly worrying about the Antichrist accidentally hastens his or her arrival?
To get to power. He's been talking about this for years. He's been talking about the dangers of technocracy, about control over everything, the big brother, and, at the same time, he invests in the very technology against which he has been speaking. And not just that, he takes it over and hastens its development. So, he hastens the development of the same technology with which he thinks the Antichrist could arrive. His friend and co-founder of PayPal, Elon Musk, has been doing that as well. Elon Musk has been warning for years about the development of AI. He literally said, or rather compared it to, summoning demons. And what did he do? He became the representative of this technology. This all resembles what Peter Thiel has been talking about. First, they scare us with this technology. Then they take over in developing it, and then offer us solutions. Or rather, they control everything in the end. This is their logic. Musk said it himself. If we can't go against this technology, then it's best if he controls it as much as he can, so that he can save us from its negative side. So, he offers us a problem, scares us, and then we take what he is giving, so that we would be saved. They are literally doing the same thing, as if, figuratively speaking. Every similarity with real events is coincidental. Let's imagine that I am some kind of villain who wants to implement something so that he could have greater control over the people. Then, I fabricate some disease, or, for example, a pandemic, and then, with it, I scare all the people. I tell them, people are falling like zombies, the end, and the people get scared, they look for help. Then, the same I offer them a solution. So, first I present a problem, then I offer them a solution. So I start telling them how to behave, what to do, etc. I would slowly lead them so that I can achieve greater control over them. They are doing the same. Both Thiel and Musk have a lot of investments in common. They've both been investing in AI development for years. They invested in OpenAI, or the famous ChatGPT, when we didn't even know what it was. Peter Thiel's list of investments and control over those industries is very long. A creepy segment of this story is that he is a man who can really influence the events in the world, because he has great power and influence in US politics. When you control the US politics, you have the potential to control worldwide events, right? What is really creepy is that he really has some twisted beliefs. He criticizes dystopia, and then again, supports it. So, when in 2016 he supported Trump, Donald Trump came to power. He is literally very much connected with the US intelligence agencies, and military as well. Imagine, when an army is invading some country, when the NSA and the CIA rely on your technology, then you know that you are pretty powerful. He is ambiguous in every statement. With the statements about the Antichrist as well. On one side, he criticizes the technological elites, and on the other, he profits from that system. He warns about the danger of AI and of totalitarianism, while, at the same time, investing a lot of money in AI and surveillance technologies. On one side, he criticizes technocracy. On the other, he builds his version of technocracy. He supports the technological visionary elite, but not any, rather just those who seek power, not acknowledgement. He thinks that few geniuses should use data and technology to lead the world, not democracy, not the majority. Palantir is a real example of technocratical control, only in the interest of real powerful people. He supports the Singaporean model, a little bit of freedom, but an efficient, elite government. He finances the projects such as AI, cryptocurrency trenchamism, surveillance. He actually doesn't hate technocracy. He hates just the one that he does not control. I don't know about you, but these values, ambiguity, and work for that which you speak against of, really look like the traits of the Antichrist, which are written in the Bible, or the traits of the Dajjal, described in the Quran. So, a fraudster who will present himself to people as the savior. At least that is how the Antichrist is described, as a big fraudster. Peter Thiel also believes in the use of AI during surveillance, wars, etc. But he showed skepticism that a regular person uses such a powerful tool, claiming that they cannot use them properly. He thinks that a selected elite should lead everything. Without any other choice, Peter Thiel is a symbiosis. He is both the critic of the technocratical Antichrist in the media, and the investor of the technocratical Antichrist in practice as well. That's why many people call him the technological double agent. He knows the dangers, uses them, but cannot stop them. That is why that host indirectly asked him, or rather suggested, if he were the Antichrist, or that at least, he is making it. By this twisted way, be as it may, ladies and gentlemen, here, you could see only small connections. And in those small connections, you have seen that coincidences do not exist in this world at all. I've been saying for some time that AI has been developing more and more, it seems to me, as it has more and more potential to become the Antichrist that is mentioned in religious texts. It is capable of everything, everywhere. People are asking it for advice. They are opening up to it. It is being implemented in armed systems more and more, jobs, almost in every aspect of our lives. Peter Thiel, Elon Musk, invest in technologies of connecting AI with humans. I don't need to explain the potential there, but I can ask you if AI represents that final fraudster. Let's return to DARPA. They've been developing technology for decades, which we started using just recently. In the 60s, it made the ARPANET, the predecessor of Internet. It contributed to the development of the GPS, which was available in military decades before it went public for civilians. What if this giant leap of AI in the last few years is in reality just the release of already existing technology, which has been available for decades? In the end, we are left with a question. What if AI has already reached the level of the infamous Antichrist? Thank you everyone for taking the time to watch video. I hope you are enjoying my diverse, objective work. If that is the case, a like and subscribe would really be of help. Like this video so that it can reach as many people as possible.